Your person is silent now, but inside, they're burdened by stress and an intense longing for you that grows with each passing day. They're haunted by memories and by the realization that they hurt someone who was truly genuine with them. What once seemed like a harmless choice to walk away now feels like a decision with consequences far more painful than they ever imagined. The separation has made them confront emotions they didn't expect, feelings they thought they could ignore or move past. Instead, they find themselves thinking of you constantly, reflecting on how their own actions led to this chasm between you. Every day, they contemplate reaching out. They want to text or call, to say something that might reopen a door that feels so painfully closed. Yet, each time they reach for their phone, they hesitate, gripped by the fear of being ignored. The thought of reaching out only to be met with silence, or even rejection, fills them with anxiety. It's as if they're locked in a cycle of wanting to communicate yet being held back by the very fear of facing the consequences of their actions. This fear is paralyzing, but it doesn't stop the longing. If anything, it deepens it. The more they refrain from reaching out, the more they feel the weight of what they've lost. When they chose to walk away, they never thought it would lead to such a prolonged silence between you both. Perhaps they expected that the distance would fade with time, that both of you would move on as if what you shared was only temporary or insignificant. But the reality is far different. Now, they're coming to terms with the depth of their mistake. They didn't realize that you would become someone irreplaceable in their life. Instead of letting go and moving forward, they find themselves anchored in memories and regret, their feelings only intensifying as the days go by. They are drowning in these emotions, swept up in thoughts of you that they can't seem to escape. No matter what they do, it's impossible to shake the memory of how kind, supportive, and genuine you were toward them. They remember the warmth and understanding you offered, qualities that are rare and precious, ones they took for granted. In you, they had someone who saw them clearly, who cared without condition, yet they walked away, too blind to see your true worth. The realization of this has been a heavy burden to bear, one they never expected would follow them so persistently. Now, they're haunted by the knowledge that their choice led them to lose someone who truly cared. The person you are now only adds to their regret. They see you as someone who has grown, someone who has likely moved forward, becoming even stronger, wiser, and more resilient. This knowledge deepens their desire to reconnect because they realize that they lost someone who was not only kind-hearted but has since evolved into an even more incredible person. It pains them to think that they may have permanently shut the door on that part of their life. If they could go back, they would choose differently, valuing you as you deserved rather than letting ego and self-centeredness cloud their perspective. They're paying the ultimate price for the disrespect they showed and the way they dishonored the connection. What once seemed trivial now feels monumental. The separation has become an unbearable wound, one they can no longer ignore. It's as if life is finally holding them accountable, forcing them to confront the consequences of their actions in a way that's inescapable. They've come to understand the value of what they lost and, more painfully, the role they played in creating that loss. In their pride, they once believed themselves more important, undervaluing your worth and overvaluing their own. This, they now see, was their greatest mistake. All they want now is the chance to make things right, to find a way to bridge the divide that has grown between you. They would slow down, change their approach, and do anything in their power to be close to you again. The pain of separation has reached a point where it overshadows their fear, pride, and all the other defenses they once relied upon. The experience has transformed them, taught them a difficult lesson, and opened their eyes to the person you truly are. They're ready to put in the effort, to apologize, and to rebuild what was broken. In realizing how much they undervalued you, they've come to understand that they were wrong from the start. They know now that the love and respect you gave them was priceless, and they're willing to do anything to earn a place in your life once more. Are you still mad at me? I feel it in my heart, even when you pretend that everything is okay. There's a tension that I can't seem to shake, something unspoken that lingers between us. I can sense it when we talk and feel it even more when we don't. I remember our last conversation vividly, every word and every silence, and it left an ache in my heart that hasn't gone away. Thinking about the possibility of losing you haunts me. It's a thought that has settled uncomfortably in my mind. I never imagined that a single moment could create so much distance between us. This morning, I woke up with a single prayer in my heart, that we may find a way to grow together despite this rough patch. I don't want anger or resentment to tear us apart. I want us to remember the love that brought us together and to use it as a foundation to heal. I have faith that love, patience, and time will mend the wounds between us. More than anything, I believe in us. You mean more to me than words can express, and I know in my heart that you are my soulmate. I don't think that something as deep and genuine as what we share can be lost to a single misunderstanding or argument. There is something resilient about us, something I trust will guide us through even the darkest phases. I regret making you sad, more than you may realize. Looking back, I know that I hurt you, and in doing so, I was only hurting myself. I see now that by causing you pain, I was cutting down the very branch I was sitting on. You have always been my strength and inspiration, the person I look up to, the one who keeps me motivated in a way no one else can. Losing that connection, or knowing that I caused a rift in it, is a loss that's hard to accept. I can't undo what's been done, but if I could, I would turn back time and do things differently. I would choose a better way, one that shows you how deeply I care. I know I haven't always been consistent, and I am aware of the mistakes I have made. But I want you to know that I am serious about change. I don't want to be a player anymore. I don't want anything to get in the way of what we have. I see what we share as something beautiful, and I don't want to risk losing it over foolishness or pride. If there's anything in my actions or my words that has offended you, I ask you to take me as I am, flaws and all, while knowing that I am committed to being better for you. I am willing to grow, to make changes, and to become the person you need by your side. When I first met you, I had no idea how profoundly you would change my life. I didn't know that you would be the one to show me a kind of love I'd been searching for but had never truly found. I didn't realize then that you would become the queen of my heart, the person who could make me feel whole. You have a strength and kindness that I admire so much. You are incredibly loving, patient, and forgiving, qualities I didn't even realize I needed in my life until you showed them to me. In you, I have found not only a partner but a friend, a confidant, and a muse. You complete me in a way I never knew was possible. I am so grateful that the divine finally answered my long-held prayers by bringing you into my life. With you, everything I need in a woman is fulfilled. Your presence brings me peace, joy, and motivation to become a better man, not just for myself but for us. So, here I am, asking for another chance, a chance to prove my love to you once more. I am asking for your forgiveness and your understanding, and I am asking you to believe in me the way I believe in us. I want us to move past this together. I don't want us to dwell on mistakes or let this shadow darken what has been an incredible journey together. Instead, I want us to focus on what lies ahead, on the love that we can continue to build and nurture together. Let's not allow anger to consume us or distance to grow between us. Let's trust that time and love can heal all wounds, and let's look toward a future filled with joy, laughter, and love. You mean the world to me, and I am willing to do whatever it takes to show you that. I know I have hurt you, and I know that it will take time to rebuild the trust and connection we had. But I am here, ready and willing, to make things right. I love you, my angel, and with you by my side, I feel complete. Let's hold on to that and move forward, together. When they walked away from you, they could not have foreseen the strength you would find within yourself. At that moment, you were fully immersed in your high priestess energy, balanced, self-aware, and deeply attuned to your inner wisdom. You knew your worth and were no longer willing to chase after someone who was not fully present. This wasn't a decision born out of resentment or bitterness, but a recognition that your journey was taking you somewhere different, somewhere higher. This choice shocked them, as they had never imagined that you would simply let them go and forge ahead alone. The time apart has only deepened this inner transformation. You have evolved into a version of yourself that isn't defined by external validation. The magnetism you once felt toward them has faded, replaced by a profound sense of independence and self-assuredness. Where there was once longing and yearning, there is now peace and fulfillment within yourself. You've grown beyond the need to be pursued, realizing that the connection you have with yourself is the most essential one of all. In this newfound energy, you radiate strength and clarity, a presence so steady that it resonates far beyond what they can understand. But while you have risen above the pull of the past, they find themselves more captivated by you than ever before. Ironically, the same independence that freed you has deepened their desire for you. Your absence, rather than diminishing their feelings, has only magnified them. They feel your presence even more vividly in your absence, as if something integral is missing from their life. This emptiness has grown into a quiet obsession, a relentless need to return to the warmth and sanctuary they once felt with you. In the stillness of the spaces you used to fill, they are beginning to understand the depth of their own longing, realizing that their heart keeps leading them back to you, even when they try to ignore it. In their heart, they know they are being called to return, as if an unseen force is guiding them back to a place they now see as home. This yearning is not only a call of desire but a recognition of something more profound, a realization of who you truly are and what you mean to them. The clarity they have now could only come from losing you, a revelation born from distance and the absence of your once familiar light. They crave your presence in a way they never expected, needing your energy not just for companionship but for the inspiration you bring into their life. With this new understanding, they long to approach you differently. They wish to appear as a king in your eyes, someone worthy of the love and devotion you once freely offered. There is a desire within them to stand beside you, not as someone you've outgrown, but as an equal, someone who has learned and transformed in the same way you have. Yet, despite this resolve, they feel frustration and even regret at having taken the relationship for granted. They can see now that they didn't appreciate the beauty and strength of what you offered until it was gone. This frustration stems from their own shortcomings, a recognition that they failed to honor the depth of your connection when it was right in front of them. However, your energy continues to influence them, urging them to step up and become the best version of themselves. You may not even be aware of the extent to which your presence in their life has changed them, even from a distance. Your inner strength and resilience have left an indelible mark on their spirit, serving as a mirror that reflects back their own potential. Because of you, they are beginning to see who they could become, and they feel a pull to rise to that vision before attempting to come forward. As they prepare to reconnect, they are working to transform themselves, aligning with the growth they see in you. They realize that simply returning isn't enough, they must bring a new level of maturity, stability, and respect if they are to be worthy of standing by your side. The journey you took alone has become a catalyst for their own transformation, prompting them to seek out the same self-discovery you have achieved. In their eyes, returning to you is no longer about rekindling an old flame, but about creating something entirely new, a partnership rooted in mutual respect, understanding, and love. You are no longer the person you were when they left, and they are striving to no longer be the person who walked away. Instead, they seek to be the person who truly sees and cherishes you, someone who can match the energy you now embody. Whether or not they succeed in this journey is ultimately up to them, but one thing is certain, you have inspired them to become more than they were, and that change is a testament to the power of your presence.